What's going on, VIPs? You guys are the first on. Good job. John Fain. It's about time. Just doing too much traveling. Make sure you're taking time to make money. I don't know. I saw that too. All the metals did that, Jesse. Not sure. It was an odd time. That's why we had 8:30 day to come in, but it wasn't. I wouldn't think it was a data response because it was too late. We'll start here shortly, guys. Let people populate in. I'm over on YouTube as well, Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, Mom, you figured out how to message over there. Good job. Financial analyst joined. Welcome. Again, questions, tickers, guys, throw in the comment box, and I'll start my report here in about 30 seconds. Have you guys noticed that hardly anybody shows up anymore? You know why? Because with Meta banning me in like 6 different categories for being a scam. Don't you find that funny? Out of all the people doing this shit on social media, I'm one of the only ones with actually a formal education. But they don't tell anybody who's following me that I'm going live. Let me know in the comment box. Do you just automatically come look for me, or do you actually get an alert on your page that says Student Alpha is going live? I'm kind of curious. Let me know. Fuck Instagram anyway. That's how I feel about it. All right, guys. All right, let's get started. All right, so data first is we had 8:30 import pricing. Markets didn't move a lot. We are getting a sell-off here starting at 9 o'clock in the indices. I bet gold's probably running. Yep. So these two have, in a normal atmosphere, metals. So you see the metals, gold and ES having an opposite relationship, or what we call a negative Pearson correlation. So when this drops, this should rise. Silver's just selling off in high beta. I don't think it does its own thing right now. I will be shorting $60, guys. So I'll be talking to my traders about that. All right, Parts Finder. I'm glad but you didn't, Parts Finder, you didn't get an alert. That's how Instagram screws me. All right, anyway. So at 9:45 we have PMI. 10 a.m. we have ISM services. Make sure if you're doing funded accounts, check your rules because those may be red folder news for you folks. Otherwise, those are catalysts that may move the market today. So getting into it, if you're welcome, questions, tickers, throw them down in the comment box. The S&P 500, that's ES, open price was 68.43. High a day 68.52, low a day 68.37. Resistance at high a day in 68.90. Support at low a day in 67.50. The bias is right here at this white line. It was long when I did report. We've dropped through, and I don't know. Okay, that's going to probably, if the price holds here going into our war room at New York Open, that's going to be a bias flip. So you're going to be looking for shorts. I've been looking for shorts. I'm short ES here. I am eating a little bit of drawdown because I started sizing in. I don't think that the data this week is going to be super positive for the markets, but more importantly, when we start bombing the dog shit out of Venezuela and all the drug lords down there, I think that sells the market off temporarily. So that's my play on ES right now. I've just got some contracts short right now, and I'm drawing down on them. That's fine. I'm way up in gold. So, but anyway, our next trade plan, guys, if this stayed long, would have been my green line. This is a pretty decent sell-off. One benefit about joining my war room is I remeasure it for everybody. For the folks who are in my war room, see these orange dots or these dots? They predict momentum. I want you to see like price is rising up here. Look at this orange dot. What does that mean? Orange dot right here, initial weakness. So it showed that there was weakness coming in the momentum. And then look what it predicted. Wham! And then confirmed it. This is a indicator that I brought to my war room that is proprietary, based, and it predicts movement and momentum in the market, right? It's based on about, when I'm in the war room, I usually watch about 6 other screens that are off, and I help call direction, momentum in the market. And what I did is I brought the things that I see into a visual representation for my traders. And we've back tested this, and it increases the win rate by 20%. So again, things that I've always used and see on screen, I now have a visual representation for my traders. This is not something you can buy. This isn't something we can sell. The only way you get this information is trading with me. All right, so RTY M2K, that's the Russell 2000. Man, we're getting a pretty hard sell-off. Somebody, Jesse, go see if Trump tweeted. Let me know, man. That looks like a Trump tweet to me. Trump must have said something. Are we attacking Venezuela, or what are we doing? All right. Anyway, RTY M2K, open price 24.71, high day 24.83, low day 24.68, resistance at high day in 25.10, support at low day in 24.45. I was short yesterday and took a nice profit. Probably shorted again. The bias was long above 24.86. This is pretty strong direction. I'll remeasure out. If we hold these levels again at New York Open, it's going to be a bias flip. That's important. Why is the bias important? Because intraday, the bias tells you if you're a long trader or a short trader. That's why. Mean aversions are 2,300 and 2,600. Gold, let's get into metals. If I had $1 for every DM I get about gold, I wouldn't need to trade with you guys. I'd be retired. So I get it. Gold is the most traded asset worldwide, so I understand. And quite frankly, most of the questions that I get outside of a few are good questions. People from all expertise levels, from I don't know how to trade, I'm just getting started, to I've been a savage trader for 10 years. Can you help me? I help all those people, right? Everybody else can hear me there, Maggie girl. Something's wrong on your end. Can you hear me on YouTube? All right, Morgan. You get a Instagram alert. I'm glad. Thanks, Willio, if I said that right. Confirming sounds all right. So something on your end. Push your volume button up. Yeah, gold is falling right now. Not too concerned. It's kind of range bound. Let's talk about it. Open price 42.41. High day 42.59. So actually a new high day is 42.72. So it was 59 right here. Break of that high day. It's going to come back down and tap that VWAP and give us a trade. Right up here. My traders, be ready for this high velocity touch and bounce. This is a B setup. You know how to trade it. It's going to happen while I'm talking, so do it yourselves. I got a lot of my VIPs on here. So short bias below here, so we're probably flipping bias. Again, remember that inverse relationship between the S&Ps, flipping bias down, gold's going to flip it up. Again, guys, I go in to remeasure. I'm on top of this. You should learn how to do this, but I'm on top of this for my traders, right? Mean aversions are 4,400 and 39.50. Silver. For the underlying in gold, guys, you just have to subtract 32 from those numbers. For silver here, subtract 62. We're in a contango relationship, meaning a normal relationship. We're no longer in backwardation in silver, so the demand in silver has dropped. The near term. Yes, volume weighted average price. That's the gold line on my chart. And if you trade without it, you're wrong. Good job, Joe. Okay, silver, open price 59.16, high day 50. Listen to these numbers. 59. Do you guys remember 3 months ago when we were talking about silver at like $28? By the way, we called this movement. Just saying. High day 58.21, We did not, this metal spike didn't take out the high a day. There's a lot of resistance up here. I'll be shorting 60, guys. There's a specific way you have to trade that. Short against this momentum. So, anyway, I think it's going to be a good short. 59 cleared out hard, like clean. So I think it's 60 is the number. So platinum. If you guys have any questions about some of the stuff I talk about, just throw it in the chat. I'll go back and see it. Okay. Whoa, look at that ugly chart. So platinum is very range bound, very clear here. I called this run up. This is kind of an exhaustive consolidation from that hard run that I called. It ran 200 and some points in a week. So this doesn't surprise me. Open price 1680 for the underlying guys. Subtract 12. Open price 1657. High a day 1666. Support at low a day 1641. High a day and 1700 your resistance. Support is low a day and 1600. The bias is right at 1665. Again, it's actually compressed on the hourly. So with this, it's not going to show cleanly. Look, you don't believe me? Watch. Look at that. It's very tough to tell. It's because of that consolidation. When you start seeing charts on the fractals, you know what the other ones are doing without even looking. It's just nice to go confirm. NAMO oscillators, guys, are just 21 and 20 respectively. On the positive side, when they get oversold, I alert you. When they get overbought, I alert you. VIX is at 16. Tesla, for my swings, put your questions or tickers in there, and then I'll look at them in just a second. Tesla is currently 435. NVIDIA is 183. BBAI, guys, is in the buy zone. 5 to 6 is the buy zone. Stop loss 399. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. I'm going to laugh at you in 5 years when it's $150. That's just how it is. QBTS is 2362. It tapped the buy zone 4 times, and now it's above it. It's $21, 21-ish and change. 20 to 22 is really the buy zone. Ethereum has rebounded. It's at 3090, but it's in a very strong resistance field, and so is Bitcoin. Okay, so money into crypto, mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, shows us the liquidity issues in the market. It's always front run what the market's doing. So it's going. Both those are going to struggle at this point. Now, if we break it, that pre-predicts liquidity for the S&P 500 New York Stock Exchange to run. All right, guys, if you want to learn how to do this, see what I see. I offer a money-back guarantee on my course. I have a free Discord link in the bio, and I have a VIP where you get a 7-day free trial to come in and trade with me every single day. And I teach. Guys, today I'm going to be teaching something new. One of my VIPs requested. So when we have downtime in War Room, I always teach. And I teach. So let me look at your questions or tickers, and then we'll get into my pre-market volume leader. Scroll back here. Check everything. Also, congratulations to my student, Morgan. Morgan's on. She's followed the process of education and practice and participation for the last year. And then once she started trading money, she's had a very successful week. Right? You're going to have down weeks. But she trusted and followed the process and is now reaping those rewards. I'm proud of you, Morgan. That's how it's done. But most people don't have those patience. The ones that do have 6-figure and larger accounts. All right. Scrolling down. Looking for questions or tickers. Reading some of your guys' questions. Any idea on how fast the market reacts to the added liquidity in the Fed? Actually, depends on when the liquidity is added in the bond market. So, and it's usually a pretty fast reaction, like within that day, right? And it depends on how they roll that out. Yes, the thing is awesome. Talk about my indicator right here. Only exclusive to our War Room. Good. Yeah, that was some high beta movement here. Up and back down in metals. We'll investigate in the war room, guys. All right. That was no tweets from Trump. Oh, the Comics Gold delivery information drop. That could have been it. Who knows? Guys, for the last week, you guys have been so easy. Not throwing too many questions or tickers at me. Let's get into my pre-market volume leader. Of course, I've got like 15 people on when I used to have 50 to 60 because Meta won't tell anybody. It's all right. Yeah, it is all right. Eventually, I'll probably only do this on YouTube because I'm going to give the middle finger to Instagram. But so make sure you go over to Instagram, or coffee hasn't kicked in, YouTube, and follow at Student Alpha. Also on Twitter, at Student Alpha. I'm starting doing lives on TikTok too. I put a lot of time and effort into Instagram, and they've just screwed me. So I'll just go to another platform. Anyway, but if you want to find me, make sure you follow those. All right, here we go, guys. How much time do I got? All right. VRAX. I've traded this one before, per usual. It's a biotech. So I trade biotech's pre-market volume leaders. But listen up, VRAX is a pre-market volume leader with a move up of 110% on positive forward guidance. Previous day close was 39 cents. Pre-market high was $1. That's a critical number for these things. My area of interest is this green box, 60 to 70 cents. And I'm looking for 10%. If I get my buy signal within that, the clean 10% would be, so I'm going to take 10% or the VWAP, whichever occurs first. This thing has upward potential to $6, guys. However, it's not a scalp to swing, and I wouldn't hold it. So in order to get into our area of interest, this VWAP is going to have to break, which I like because it hits my area of interest and then goes back up and reconfirms that VWAP. So if you trade with me long enough, you'll see it. I want to show you one more thing, guys. No, I'll save it for my roll room. John, you're a funny guy. All right, folks, I opened up my war room at 9:20, so I'm going to head over there. Jump in my free Discord. There's plenty. I put this pre-market volume leader in my free Discord under pre-market plan. If you want this, right? So we do give benefit to our free folks, and then the absolute savages come to my VIP, and I hope to see you guys in there. All right, have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow.